Yeah, Chief X, the God best reincarnated. We're gonna bring you some of this common sense science. So check it out. This is Africa. This is North Africa. African Americans are descendants of sub-Saharan Africans. This is, see, it says West Sahara. So the Sahara Desert goes across here. So they consider everything up here North Africa. And they have Sudan. I usually say Sudan is East Africa, but let's just go with what it's saying. Okay? Now, let's go to my map. I came here because I want to let you guys know you are not the Egyptians. And the Egyptians were not a kinky-haired, a nappy-haired African. The ancient Egyptians were Berber, Arab type from the Levant, Middle East area. They're Eurasian. Let's talk about it. People don't disappear. Any country you go to, the ancient people are still there. All these South Africans are still here. They never dispersed. West Africans are still here through colonizations. They never dispersed. Everybody is still where they at in the world. They never dispersed and disappeared. You guys need to get you a map. So when you're talking about Algeria, Tunisia, Egypt, Libya, these are people who filtered down. And these people been in North Africa 10,000 years or more. They have always been here. Always. During the pyramid building, during the Sphinx building, they have always been here. And these Berber and Arab type. So most Arabs are actually Berber stock. But they just claim Arab in Islam. But they're kind of like a Berber stock. These are Eurasian. These are Europe. And they filtered down here and have been here for 10,000 years and plus. All right here. See, this is where we get confused. This is where niggas got confused and lied to. I've been doing the research on Nubia and the Nubian dynasty. Okay? For 10,000 years, even during the pyramid building time, these Berber type have been up here, right? The only place that they got mixed is here. So when you say Nubians, okay, it's the Nubian desert, okay? Nubians were in what we call South Egypt, but not really North Egypt. They were here because this is Sudan. Now, the reason why I say it's mixed is because you have the Nile River right here, which is like a highway, a freeway. People can get on a boat and just sail and roll this Nile, be up here. See, the confusion comes because of the Nubian dynasty, which was the 25th dynasty. The Nubians conquered Egypt in the 25th dynasty and ruled for almost 100 years. But the Egyptians and the Nubians are different people. The Nubians are not even you are not even African Americans. This is a different stock of African. The Egyptians are African, the Libyans are African, the Algerians are African, the Tunisians are Africans, but they're not a nappy-headed African. Sub-Saharan Africans are nappy-headed Africans. Okay? I've been to Ghana. It's no straight-haired people running around Ghana. I didn't see not one. They're all nappy-headed like me. Now, Ghana, Nigeria, all the... Egypt was a Berber type. You guys didn't build no goddamn pyramids. Them ain't your people. Okay? So, the Nile is only different between North Nubia in South Egypt because of Nile. So you had people floating up here, Nubians, and they didn't mix. So you had a bunch of mixed people. It became multicultural. Egypt was multicultural always for 10,000 years. Because all these people were floating around and filtered down around here. It's always been multicultural. We just been lied to by a lot of Afrocentric scholars, and we can't let it go. Everybody's fighting for Egypt. Fighting to claim to be the Egyptian. Because Egypt is sexy. And in your minds, West Africa is not as sexy as Egypt. So everybody wants to be Egyptians. The whites want to be Egyptians. Everybody wants to be Egyptians. The African Americans want to be Egyptians. The Berbers, the Arab, everybody want to be the ancient Egyptians. Okay? So in the 25th dynasty, the Nubian dynasty, that 25th dynasty of all the dynasties was the Nubian dynasty. So what happened is, I realized that when I started studying, like it's some documentaries called Nubia Now, right? Okay, so what people have done, and I've noticed it, like even on the SARS book cover, the person on this book cover is a Nubian king from the Nubian dynasty, the 25th dynasty, but people have confused and blended Nubian artwork and statues with Egyptian artwork and statues. So they can't tell. So when they see a Nubian statue in Egypt, oh, it was black. No, just that Nubian dynasty. So people don't know the difference if that was the first, second, third, fourth. What dynasty was that statue? No, it was the 25th dynasty. So people have mixed and matched Nubian artwork with Egyptian artwork. That's why niggas think they are the ancient Egyptians. They're not. You was never up here. The Egyptian and the Nubian are two different people. They fought with each other. They warred. But they also traded and done business. So it's a trade route. Basically, the Nile River, you just rolling up and down here. But you wasn't running nothing. The Nubians wasn't running nothing in Egypt until the 25th dynasty. The ancient Egyptians was a Berber type. What the Berbers look like today, that's what the ancient Egyptians look like. You African Americans are from here. You ain't nowhere from here. You don't descend from Nubians. You don't descend from Ethiopians. You don't descend from none of these people. You from Central and West Africa. Right here. This is your hood. This is your hood. Be proud of it. Rep that. So everybody with a Kemetic name has a name based off their slave master. Because Berbers and Arabs enslaved y'all during the Arab slave trade. Oh, this shit was never y'all's. They've been there forever. And if anybody want to debate me on this, I'm ready. I'm ready. I got the DNA science. I got all the genetic information. I'm ready. You'll get embarrassed. Fuck with me. I'm out.